It looks like he kind of fighting himself in the box a little bit, fighting his body. It just seems like he's not getting to the position that he wants to on time. And so why that's happening, I'm not 100% sure. But listen, all three, we don't need everybody to get going at the same time. I mean, but just having one of those guys going, because they are the type of players that when they get going, they can single-handedly carry you. And so if Toddy gets going or Manny gets going or Ha-Sung can get going, I don't know that Ha-Sung can carry a team by himself at one time, but certainly those other two guys can. And if, he can get rolling, I mean, that's a big deal. And the reason why I brought up Toddy was because he did look different in that series. So can he carry it into a series with the Royals? They've had some good pitching here, so it's going to be a good series. It should be a good series between these two teams.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. You got Michael Wacha, former Padre, on the mound tonight. We got to know him pretty well last year. I think he did 2 or 3 interviews with us, and really enjoyed getting to know him. And he hasn't been as dominant as Seth Lugo. My goodness, Seth Lugo, the former Padre, has been one of the best pitchers in the American League. Padres will not see him in this series, but we'll also see old friend Hunter Renfroe in the lineup tonight for the Kansas City Royals. So some familiar names, and one name that I think everybody should be wary of, and I bet you the Padres have him circled in the scouting report. That's Bobby Witt Jr. You talk about a guy going to the American League Central in the middle of the country, and nobody knows who he is. This guy's so good that people do know who he is, and I think he's actually got more multi-hit games this year than Luis Arraez does. So, if anybody's doing that, is doing something right, and he does it with some power, too.
He leads baseball, and he's had multiple hits in over 40% of his games this season.
Yeah.
He goes Bobby Witt, Shohei Ohtani, Luis Arraez are tied for second, and then Jeremy Pena.
Yeah, he hits it with authority, and then he runs the bases if he gets on, too. So.
Yeah, he's got 16 bags. I mean, listen, the first 4 guys in that lineup are in tonight's lineup, all right? Miguel Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, and Salvador Perez. I mean, 34 RBIs, 40 RBIs, 35 RBIs, 41 RBIs.
Wow.
So that's where the meat of their run-scoring production is coming from. The bottom of their lineup, it gets weaker, as it goes down. And so at least that's how they're swinging the bat right now. There's certainly some guys who could get going, but that's the part of the lineup the Padres will have to worry about the most. Padres going with their standard lineup against righties today. Arraez, Tatis Jr. I'm sorry.
You can't say it without the sounders.
Sorry.
Come on.
I tried to sneak it in before he could get it out, but he was ready. He was ready.
Yeah.
Profar hitting third, Crone, Machado, Peralta, Merrill, Camposano, Kim. For the Pod. So.
The other guy you mentioned, and as we kind of scouting the Royals, I guess, a little bit, but what has gotten into Salvador Perez? He was there with me the day Abner Doubleday and I laid out the first baseball field. I mean, he's, I thought he was honestly 3 or 4 years past his prime, but he's found the fountain of youth this year.
He's been good every single year.
No, but not like this. Do you think this?
Maybe not. This dude has been, he's been that guy for quite some time.
Okay.
I mean, there might have been a little slippage, but he's always been this dude since he's arrived. And so,
oh, man, he's hitting 320 this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's never done that before.
He hit 333 in 22.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2020. Never mind.
In a short season.
Yeah, but he hit 48 home runs in 2021. He hit 23 last year, 23 the year before. So
I don't necessarily know that the 320 is going to remain, but all the other numbers are on par of what he typically normally does.
I guess the thing that I was thinking of, Perez was part of that Royals World Series team. You look at the rest of those guys, they're all pretty much, out of baseball now, a la Moustakas, Hosmer, and some others.
Couldn't name anybody else.
I can't really remember anybody else for that team other than
what year was that?
Salvador Perez. Was it 2015 they beat the Mets?
2015.
They had Gordon. They had Moustakas. They had
Alex Gordon.
They had the late Ventura was on that pitching staff. They had Shields on that. Shields was on that staff.
Yeah.
Escobar. Yeah, They had some players on that one.
It was a good
I'm
team.
looking at the roster now.
Oh, yeah, he was there for that 1 year, wasn't he?
Edison Volquez, Johnny Cueto was even on that team at some point throughout the
Really?
year.
Cueto and Volquez are on the same team. I used to get those guys confused.
Is this the Chris Young pitcher that is now the GM of the? Yes, Chris Young was also on that team. It says
the Rangers.
Wait, on the Royals?
He must have snuck in for a cup of coffee with them.
He was 36 years old. He went 11-6. It says.
Wow, that was the strength. We're talking way too much about the Royals, but that was the strength of that team was actually the bullpen. They had a great bullpen, if I remember. Wade Davis and Kelvin Herrera and Holland, I think, was the closer. Greg Holland. They were really
Ryan
good.
Madsen. Didn't we talk about him the other day?
Ryan Madsen got a mention the other day on our show.
How did we get to talking about this Royals?
Yeah, this is way too much on the Royals.
Because Chris said what they won, or they was trying to name people.
I was trying to remember Salvador Perez's teammates from the World Series. All right, let's get back to the Padres, Tony, because they are playing a good team. And, I think the narrative in San Diego has been all year that the Padres play well against good teams, then they don't play well against bad teams. I don't really buy into that. I mean, they've had some good series against good teams. They've had some not so good series against good teams. The Phillies and Yankees come to mind there. To me, you can talk about whoever's on the Padres schedule, and right now it's the Royals, and then early next week it'll be the Angels. I'm not worried about the other teams. I'm worried about the Padres. If they do their thing, they can beat people. And if they don't do their thing, they can't beat people because we've already been discussing this team's not good enough to, overcome a whole lot of mistakes and things of that nature. So,
yeah, no, that's spot on. I think,
just do our thing and they can win the series. So
this is far less about, who they're playing, and we've said this a couple of different times, far less about who they're playing and more about how they play themselves, right? And it has a lot of time, most time it has nothing to do with the opposition, right? Because the Padres have faced some of the best pitching in the league and have done well, and it really just boils down to their execution. And so we'll get a chance to see a little bit of that tonight as they take on the Royals. But this Royals team is no joke, and I think they know that going in. I mean, I'm sure Mike is he's not one to not have one of those details, those type of details ready to roll. So
Tony Gwynn Jr. will be heading down in a little bit to visit with Mike Schilt and the pregame scrum. I think A.J. Cassavell, I don't think he's traveling yet. I talked to him at the last homestand. I don't think he's traveling yet, but if he were, because he's a new daddy. But if A.J. Cassavell were traveling, I think he should show up to the pregame thing with a roller coaster T-shirt. I think that'd be really funny.
Be just really great.
That would break. Don't you think that would break the ice, or do you think Mike Schilt would get mad, Tony?
I mean, it would break the ice.
I'm not sure, honestly.
You think he might get mad?
It seems like Mike Schilt has a good sense of humor.
I think he's got a good sense of humor. I don't know.
He's got a great sense of humor. I just don't know if he would catch that one. We'll see.
We don't know.
Hopefully we don't.
Hopefully we don't.
I don't really want to see
it. That's the way my mind works. The other good news for the Padres: there's two areas that they have been really good this year in terms of, statistically in Major League Baseball. One, they're one of the best hitting teams in baseball against right-handed pitching. They're also one of the best hitting teams in baseball on the road. And that is what they've got tonight, a right-handed pitcher on the road. So we'll hope that it works out. Luis Arraez is coming up in just a little bit. Don't stray too far. Happy to have you with us, underway for a short 2-hour get-together today. Friday, the Gwynn and Chris Show. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Mr. Scraby, and we'll keep things rolling along here after a short break on 97.3 The Fan.
Did you miss anything from your favorite fan talk show? The Odyssey app's chaptering feature allows you to skip any segment you want on 97.3 The Fan.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Summer is almost here, and with summer comes celebrations. Is your backyard ready to celebrate your family's biggest events? Moon Valley Nurseries can make sure your yard is celebration
welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Underway for a Friar Friday. 2:19 is the time. Tony Gwynn Jr. in Kansas City. On game day, Tony's in and out. He'll be back here in a few minutes when we visit with Luis Arraez, our Friar Friday interview from Kansas City coming up shortly. Quick trivia for you, Scraby. Who is leading Major League Baseball in batting average right now?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say Luis Arraez.
How about that? Yeah, he is. He has moved on top in the baseball batting race. He is a minuscule of a percentage ahead of Mookie Betts right now. But, this guy's all right. He won the batting title in 2022 with Minnesota. He won the batting title in 2023 with Miami. Is he going to win the batting title in 2024 with a third different team in 3 years?
Well, MLB Network tweeted a question about that, saying, should he be in the Hall of Fame if he wins his third batting title in 3 years?
Go straight to the Hall of Fame just for doing that.
I mean, it makes it great, but...
Yeah, I don't know that he's quite ready for the Hall of Fame, but...
a presumptuous tweet by
it doesn't
MLB
change
Network.
the fact that I'm loving this guy. He hit 378 with the Padres so far. 378 since joining the Padres. He'll be on the show in about 15, 20 minutes. Tony will be back with us for that interview. A couple of quick updates for you out there. College baseball. The NCAA tournament is underway, and we have the University of San Diego in Santa Barbara this afternoon. They're taking on Oregon. First game of the regionals. Time is running out on USD, but they are starting to rally here. They're trailing 4-1. They are batting. USD is batting in the bottom of the eighth inning, and they just got the first two runners on. So stay tuned. We'll see if USD can pull that game out. No team from San Diego, the Aztecs, Toreros, etc., has ever advanced out of an NCAA baseball regional. That's a little hard to believe.
That is hard to believe.
When you consider, we had Tony Gwynn, and we had Mark Grace, and we had Travis Lee, and we had Strasburg, and all of the things. But, yeah, the Aztecs never got out of a regional, nor have the Toreros yet gotten out of a regional. So they got their work cut out for them here in the first game. But it is double elimination. So, either way, they'll still be alive. But it'd be nice, much better to win that first game.
College baseball's no pitch clock. Do you think they'll ever go to a pitch clock? Because I'm watching them. They have mound visits. I know college baseball games can last forever. Sometimes.
They can last a while.
Do you think they'll ever do it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I think that I think you've got to have the ability to have a pitch clock in every college baseball
Can't just
stadium.
Put some places, not
Right.
others.
That's the
big one.
the big problem. The NBA playoffs, the finals are coming up, and now the finals aren't coming up until next Thursday. I love a 1 week break between.
In the world?
Yeah, what is this? The Super Bowl? All of a sudden, we have to
I'm
take
gonna
a whole
forget
week
about
off.
it by
Me
then.
too. I'll have to be reminded. But if you're into it, Inside the Green Room with Danny Green.
Ooh.
It's a podcast that takes you beyond the scoreboard. Three-time NBA champion Danny Green. Insight on the NBA that you won't hear anywhere else. Plus, get behind-the-scenes access to what life is like in the association. Follow Inside the Green Room with Danny Green in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, the Dallas Mavericks made quick work of the T-Wolves last night.
What a boring game.
It was a terrible game. I mean, really. I mean, if you're a Mavericks fan,
it's
I
great.
guess it was okay. But for the general viewer tuning in to see, is Minnesota going to get back in the series? They're at home. The Ant-Man, all of the excitement. Luka Doncic was unbelievable in the first quarter. He scored 20 points, and he hit at least one shot from the center court logo. Maybe two.
I did see him take one, and I was like, what is he doing?
Swish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Doncic was incredible.
It was that night for him.
Yeah, they put the game away early, so it'll be a Boston-Dallas NBA final.
Yeah.
Not that exciting to me.
No.
I think when you get the Final Four, Boston is, what they wanted over Indiana. And I'm pretty sure Dallas is probably what they wanted over Minnesota. So in that regard, the networks and everybody get what they want. But to me, it's kind of a ho-hum final.
Yeah, two teams I do not care about at all.
Yeah. I mean, either the Celtics are going to get one, which I hate, Or Kyrie Irving's going to get one, which is going to – I don't hate that as much. You know, and I'm kind of starting to come around on Kyrie a little bit.
You are softening on him.
I'm softening on him.
I think that as he gets older, he's coming around a little bit, too.
He's softening, too. I've also said that I don't like Doncic, but I do like him when he just plays basketball. He's unbelievably good.
Yeah.
I just wish he would stop complaining all the time. It takes away from, his greatness, to be honest with you. He doesn't need to complain.
Yeah.
He's really a good player. So anyway, Mark Cuban could win his second NBA title.
He doesn't own the team anymore, though, right?
What? He doesn't? He's there on the bench every game.
No, I think he's a part of the team, but I think he sold the team.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he was still the owner.
Are
you sure? Check that out. Should do a little checking on that.
He is the former principal owner and current minority owner.
Okay,
of the
so he's a
Dallas
minority
Mavericks.
owner.
Yes, that's why he's on.
But yeah, he's there. He's at every game. So we'll see. But you're right. I think it's.
Sorry, he sold it to. That's right. He sold it to the Las Vegas Sands people, the corporation out there. So he has 27% of the team.
Right, so he's still kind of the face of the franchise.
Oh, he's definitely the face.
Yeah. But you're right. I'm right. The NBA has no business making us wait 7 days to start the NBA Finals.
They can't move it up.
I guess not. I don't know. These
TV schedules.
I guess it's all the TV, but it's unfair in a couple of ways. One, nobody wants to wait a week to watch another game. Two, these teams and players are not used to having this much time off. They just aren't. And now, all of a sudden, you're going to get ready for the NBA Finals, and everybody's got to take an entire week off before they start. Great news for USD fans. 3-run homer for the Toreros.
Bottom of the eighth.
Ties it up 4-4. Who hit that home run? I got to see.
I don't know. 106 off the bat.
It was just crushed. Like deep over the right center field fence.
That's got to be such a terrible feeling, being the pitcher that comes in to get this guy out, and then he ends up giving up a 3-run home run.
I think it's an unbelievable feeling for Jacob Christian. Well, that's their guy.
Oh, he's the guy.
He's their guy. He's the player of the year in the West Coast Conference.
There you go.
And a former player at Point Loma Nazarene, where he was player of the year in that conference before he went to USD.
So basically, he's just player of the year anywhere he
just
goes.
Came up huge for University of San Diego. That game is now tied 4-4 in the bottom of the eighth.
What?
Well done.
He took off his shirt in the dugout?
Okay, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Well,
he was that excited.
I didn't realize he was now Brandy Chastain
or Jose Altuve. But
right, don't take my shirt off.
Don't take my shirt off.
So Christian just hit the big 3-run homer, Jacob Christian. So USD has tied it up with Oregon 4-4. Braden Suprenant's calling that game.
Don't take my shirt off.
All right, I'm gonna have to go see Twitter to get this.
You got to get Braden's call somewhere because he had to just go crazy on that home run.
We're going to rate Braden's radio
that tied the game in the bottom of the eighth. You got to find that somewhere. All right, we're going to play you a little Mike Schilt, but we'll maybe do that in a little bit because we got to make way for this Luis Arraez visit, which is coming up here in about 5 or 10 minutes. So I don't want to step on that. But we're excited to have him on. The guy has been just incredible for the Padres. Really, he has been. And let's just hope he can keep it going. It's not his fault that the offense is stalling. He's getting on base almost every time up, it seems like. So,
It does seem like that.
Fernando's got to start coming through. And, you heard Tony in the open. He said he thinks Fernando's starting to show some signs. I'm hoping he's right. By the way,
I'm hoping he's right too because I don't see the same signs that Tony sees. But Tony is our hitting expert.
He's a little more of an expert on it than you or I are. So hopefully he's right. Not only is Arraez number 1 in hitting, but Betts, Ohtani are 2-3, and then the number 4 hitter in all of baseball is Jurickson.
Oh, how
about that?
I thought about him, but I didn't think he was number 4.
Number 4, 323. And then number 5, they're playing tonight, Salvador Perez of the Royals. So
320.
320 for Salvador Perez. Your guy Bobby Witt, 309. 9 homers, 40 RBIs, 16 bags.
He had a
For
6
Bobby
RBI
Witt
game.
Jr.
I think he had a 2-homer, 6 RBI game last week.
He's good. So
Yeah, he's on my fantasy team, Chris.
I'm aware of that. You have told me dozens of times.
I love Bobby Witt.
So I'm pretty sure
I've watched a lot of Royals this year, Chris, and
because of him.
Because of him, and he, not just him, but the Royals are really good, and I'm kind of nervous about this series.
All right. Well, I'm really not. Just the Padres play their game. They can beat anyone. All right. Luis Arraez from Kansas City. Don't go anywhere. Our Friar Friday interview is next on Gwynn and Chris.
Gwynn and
And joining us, Padres first baseman, and then he National League's leading hitter, Luis Arraez, here on Gwynn and Chris. Luis, how are you? It has been fantastic having you in San Diego, and I imagine, at least it sure seems like watching you, that the fit has been pretty good for you so far.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm watching right now.
Oh no, he's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
Okay.
He's actually about to grab the phone right now.
Okay.
Oh,
That's funny.
I love that we have someone there.
Yes,
That's
Tony
great.
can keep an eye on it. Luis, do we have you, sir?
Hello.
Hello, there he is. Luis
Yeah, I'm here.
Arraez. This is Chris here. We got, of course, Tony's upstairs in the booth, and we appreciate you joining us. I was asking Luis, we love having you in San Diego. How is it working out for you? It seems like it's been a pretty good fit so far.
Yeah, everything is pretty good. I'm excited to be here with San Diego Padres right now. So I'm enjoying here a lot. So I'm in the great team. We have a really good clubhouse, amazing manager, amazing coach staff. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be here.
Luis, obviously, getting traded isn't always that fun, especially when you got a family and you have to now pick up and move. I mean, how was that part difficult for you in terms of leaving Miami? I mean, I've talked to those guys on there. We've heard what Skip had to say about you having to leave. It seemed like it's been pretty tough on that organization, or at least those guys in the clubhouse. Was it tough for you having to leave?
I mean, yes, because I don't want to lie. I miss my family there because it's too far now, but I understand. I open my mind. This is my job, So now I'm far, but my hair, my everything is still there, So especially with my family, I miss my ex-teammates, but now I got a really good team, So I'm enjoying a lot here in San Diego, and then I'm excited. I'm excited to be here and then do my little thing to win games, So I love Miami, the city, and then I love San Diego, California,
Luis Arraez, man, we're loving this guy. I mean, he's hitting 378 since he joined the Padres. You grew up in Venezuela, and I'm just curious, Luis, everybody's kind of compared you to Tony's dad, Tony Gwynn, and a little Rod Carew. And, I mean, these guys played quite a while ago. How much did you really ever get to see these guys, or where was your ability to hit with contact? Where was that? Where did that all come from?
I mean, that's come from Venezuela. Like when I was born, my dad teach me how I need to hit the ball, So my dad always say, hey, son, hit the ball to the left field. Hit the ball to the left field, and then just try to make contact. And that's what I do right now. So I just try to hit the ball left field, try to make contact. I hate strikeouts, I don't like strikeouts. I mean, everybody don't like it, but I think I just enjoy when I hit the ball. But because baseball is hard to hit, but when I put my mind, hey, I gotta hit the ball to the left field, I do a lot. So I wanna say thanks God.
Luis, who was the guy as a kid that you saw that you were like, that's who I want to pattern my swing? I mean, obviously, you've had influence from Rod Carew. You've had a chance to have conversations, but as a kid, who were the big leaguers that you watched, that you saw, and was like, okay, this is who I want to pattern my game after?
Andy Chavez.
Andy Chavez, yeah.
I played center field a lot when I was young. I played a lot of center field, but Andy Chavez left-handed, and I'm a righty. Anybody want to sign me because I was slow, and then I don't throw hard, So Andy was so fast, and then when I saw Andy, we played together in Venezuela in Winterbo. We played together, and then he teach me how I need to bond. He bond a lot, so he teach me how I need to bond, and then Andy is one of my favorites.
That's a great. I actually played with Andy in Magallanes when I was in Venezuela. He was an awesome teammate, and he could play, man. He could really play.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we played together in Venezuela too. So he's amazing. I was close with him every time. I say, Andy, I need this. He was there. Andy, I need. Can you teach me how I need to bond? He was there. He respects
awesome.
his game, man. So he's still my favorite.
Ah, all right. Luis Arraez is with us. Hey, Luis, can you take us through your at-bat? One thing I've noticed, and I've talked to Tony about it, we see you on the TV, when you step into the batter's box, the first thing you do is look around the entire field. It's almost as if you're saying, okay, where's everybody so I can hit it where they're not? Is that your mindset? Because I don't see a lot of batters actually do that to the extent that you do that.
Yeah, because we have a lot of positioning, and then I watch a lot of third base, shortstop, second base, and the first base, and then I watch the left field. They play me every time close to the line, and then I say, okay, if I hit the ball to the line, maybe I'm out, so I gotta hit the ball to the gap, and then that's why I look around, and then it's work for me, so I need to still do that.
I mean, I hope people can just take a step back and understand like how difficult of a task that is.
Yes, it's one thing, Tony, to look where you want to hit it. It's another thing to actually do it.
Right. There's no doubt. But that kind of brings me to my next question, Luis. I mean, I know at some point you've invited me to come see this pregame routine. However, what is it about that routine that gets you dialed in to be able to handle your swing? It just seems like your accuracy in terms of getting to the baseball is better than everybody else, and I assume that is a lot to do with the work you put in prior to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I do my routine work in the hotel room when I'm in the road. I do with my hitting coach, Fran Valdez, every day, no matter what time. I said the early games I do it here in the stadium, and it's work for me because I put in my mind, hey, I need to do this. I need to use my hands. I put the tee outside, middle, inside, and I don't use balls when I do my routine in the hotel room. So I put my mind ready to go. So when I get here to the stadium, I'm ready to go.
Luis Arraez is our guest. We're ecstatic to have him in San Diego and thrilled to have him on the show today. Okay, Luis, you're one of the best hitters in baseball. You make contact better than anybody else. What would you do right now against your buddy Jeremiah Estrada, who has struck out 13 in a row? What would be your plan against him right now?
Hey, my plan is get ground ball to shortstop. He ground ball to shortstop. And then if I find a barrel, I get my base hit. So he's tough, man. He threw fastball straight. He threw fastball cut a little bit, and he got pretty good splitter. And then we got a fight, but I think I got it. I got to face him. And then let's see what happens.
I would expect you to say nothing different on that one.
That's funny.
Luis, let me ask you. We got a few more minutes with you before we got to let you roll. You've bounced around a little bit in the infield. You've played some first. You've played some second. Where are you most naturally comfortable at defensively?
I love playing second base. Yeah.
Okay.
I signed with the Twins when I was young. I got 60 years old. I signed with shortstop. I play a lot of shortstop in minor league. But my favorite position right now is second base. But I understand now that I can play second right now or first. And then if they put me play first or second, I go play second. But if they need me play first, I'll be available to play first and DH.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can to help this ball club, Luis Arraez. Last thing for me, Luis, you've got 2 batting titles. I think you got a chance to win a 3rd one this year. And, of course, you're in a city with where Tony's dad won 8 batting titles. I mean, it's unbelievable. 8 batting titles. How many batting titles do you think you can win, or would you like to win, or does that matter a lot to you?
I wanna win couples. I don't know how much, but how many. But I wanna win couples. So let's see first if I won this one this year. So I just want to be healthy. If I'm healthy, man, I can win a lot of batting titles. So I just want to say thanks to God to put me there, and then if I'm healthy, man, I can do that. So I don't know if I win 10, 8, I don't know, but it's just something coming. So I don't know.
I think you got a chance to win quite a few if you can stay healthy.
Yeah.
And so here's to long-term health for Luis and this ball club. Luis, we appreciate you coming on, man, and spending some time with us today.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, my man.
Thanks, Luis. There he goes, Luis Arraez. Oh, man, what a fun guy. What a fun guy.
Man.
And
I love the confidence of like, oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, bring Jeremy. I think I can get him. I think I get him. But first thing he said is, I just want to hit a ground ball to shortstop. And then he figured, he'd take it a little further and get a base hit. But
well, that's his mindset, ground ball to shortstop. But I mean, obviously, he's trying to do more damage. But that's just how it's a thought that I used to hear my dad say often. I mean, when things got bad, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but I lost my train of thought. This is the second time in 2 days.
Yeah, you're getting old,
Luis
Tony. You're getting old.
Your dad hitting
it
baseballs.
It was gosh, go ahead. Y'all keep talking. I'll figure it out. Give me a second.
Yeah, well,
Here, Chris, I got it.
What do
Chris.
you got?
Okay, hold on. I got it. We're going to wait for Tony.
Oh, I figured it out.
Oh, dang it. We're only like 1 second of Jeopardy music.
Yeah, Yonder. I don't know if you guys heard him tell the story on MLB Network. Yonder Alonso was talking about he was in a slump. And this was on my dad's birthday. He told this story. He was like, my dad came down and said, I'm tired of watching you make outs, rolling over to second base. I want you to go in the game today. And basically the short story is I want you to hit a ground ball to short, then hit a fly ball to left field, and then we'll go from there. And he went and did that, hit a ground ball his first at bat to left field, hit a fly ball. And eventually what that did was that reset him. And he went on a nice little hitting streak after. And so it's that mindset, like, keep for a left-handed hitter, right? If you hit a ball on short to short hard on demand, that means you're at least set up in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? Now you can kind of work from there. And that's the mindset that he seems to have every at-bat.
Have you seen him look out of sorts yet, Tony? I mean, I don't think I have. Now, I'm not a professional hitting coach, but he looks like he's on balance and taking a good path at the ball every time I've seen him bat so far.
I was having this conversation with Padres hitting coach Victor Rodriguez the other day. Like, and one of the things that used to happen when the likes of like Jimmy Rollins or Ryan Howard or Justin Upton, they'd come to work with my dad for a little bit. And they'd come in thinking that they were going to get like this, long, elaborate, like these jewels of just hitting, of how you're going to do it. And my dad would get in there and be like, all right, man, take your hands back, get your foot down, take the swing. And they'd be like looking at him like, that's it?
Keep it simple.
That's what I came down here for, is for you to tell me to take my hands back, put my foot down and take the swing. And, I think the idea was we overcomplicate hitting sometimes instead of just trying to keep it simple. And I think that's what Luis does really well, is he keeps it simple. He doesn't pay attention to the metrics. He just knows what he has to do in order to give himself the best chance for success.
I think another thing that I've enjoyed, Tony, and I'm sure you've seen this too, but on an inside pitch, he gets his hands in so quickly so that he can still get the barrel of the bat on the ball. I've noticed a lot of inside pitches. He still hits it to center field, but he gets his hands in, hits it inside out, and it's really fun to watch that, along with everything else.
You asked me if I've ever seen him rattled. I don't know which game. It might have been the second to last game. There was a bad pitch called on him. It was like a slider down. It was like he got called a fastball below the zone, and then it was like a slider even lower. And he ended up punching out because he swung at basically the slider low. That was like the closest thing I've seen to him out of sorts, because he was more irritated that he had to swing at the 0-2 pitch because the umpire had just called one on him.
Yeah.
But that's the closest thing I've seen him to out of sorts.
Well, he's like I said, he's back atop the batting race. He's got a percentage point lead on Mookie Betts, and 3 in a row would be pretty good. I think your dad did 4 in a row was his record.
Batting titles?
Yeah. Hard
Yeah,
to win.
it was 4.
It's hard to win a whole lot more in a row than that. I mean, just one person somewhere.
For those who may be confused a little bit, a batting title is when you were the best in your league, right?
No, when you have the highest average.
Highest average in your league.
Because I confuse it sometimes with the position. That's a silver slugger.
That's silver slugger.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Tony's dad won the 4 in a row, 94, 95, 96, 97. 4 straight. He also won 3 straight in the 80s, your dad. My goodness.
Yeah.
8 batting titles. That's ridiculous. Where are all those silver bats, Tony Gwynn Jr.?
I think I have 5 at my house.
You got 5?
Oh,
Come
wow.
on, spread the wealth a little bit.
Yeah, give me one.
Give me
Spread it
one.
to who? Yeah, right.
I'll display it
Scrappy
proudly.
would like one. Yeah, Scrappy would like. I think it's fair.
Spread it to who?
Yeah, I think your dad would love to see Scrappy with one. I think it would have really meant something to him.
How heavy are those things?
That's like a regular bat.
Oh, okay.
It's just silver colored.
It's just silver. Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
I don't know if it's like. I mean, it's got to be made out of silver, right? Or is it like tin with some silver? I don't know. I've never had a batting title in my hands.
I think it's silver. I have to. I've actually been trying to find somebody because they've lost the color. What happens to silver over time is it starts to,
I'll polish them for you.
change. This is gonna take like a bigger job.
I know.
If it was just simply polishing them, I would have done that already.
Yeah, true.
This is a bigger job than polishing at this point.
True. Unfortunately.
All right, there's a story on the on ESPN right here, Tony, ESPN.com, about the joy and the honor of getting to play in the East-West Classic that you played
Doug
in
wrote that
over the weekend. Doug Glanville wrote this article, so I'm kind of making my way through this. But I really still, I'm asking for everyone out there, where this video is going to be. Here you are. It says, Tony Gwynn Jr. and I wondered together how hard we should play. Prince
we
Fielder,
definitely did.
Yeah, you didn't know how hard you should play, but you realized right away you better dial it up a little bit. And
that's exactly right. And that was really more of how hard everybody else is going to be playing. It's what we were really talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
we definitely had that we had that conversation before we left because he actually did the series. Who we played the Dodgers the series before? Who did we play at home that was
before
a national?
you went to this went to this the game?
Well, you were at the Yankees, or the
the
Yankees were in town.
It was the Reds, I think.
Yes,
so
Reds.
before we left for that road trip, who did we play at home?
Oh,
I'm
now
looking
you're
right
going
now.
back.
Reds, Rockies.
Before Rockies, Dodgers.
Yes, Dodgers.
So he was there for the Dodgers series,
Glanville.
and so that's. Glanville. So we were having that discussion a little bit then, and then when we arrived, he arrived right after I did, or right before I did. So we then had the discussion again. The first discussion was he thought it was going to be like, he didn't think it was going to be, we're going to be actually playing. And then he figured out that we were, and then he wanted to get his own bats. I was going to take my bats, and then I realized how much of a hassle it was going to be to have another bag with bats in it. I was just like, it ain't worth it. I'm probably gonna suck anyway, so I'll just swing what they have there.
Well, you didn't suck, Tony.
No.
You legendary moment, with this
Legendary
home run, and but I'm asking for everybody. Does anyone yet know when we're gonna get some television coverage of this or video of this?
I've even
I
reached
don't even
out
need
to
to see you
MLB
hit the home
Network
run. I just
myself.
want to.
Did you see that? Did you hear that? He's
What's
even
it?
reached out to MLB Network himself.
And they don't know.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything back yet. So we'll see.
Really?
I mean, they
God.
have.
Yeah,
It's there.
You couldn't have just played this
I
game in
want
a
to see the
vacuum.
footage as much as anybody else.
Yeah,
wants to see.
it's
Trust me.
not about us, Chris. It's about Tony seeing his own home run.
And how did you get to wear the Homestead Gray uniform? Was that just what you got?
That's just what I got.
You got. I love the Grays.
Yeah.
The Homestead Grays.
I do too.
A team that I believe was located near Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. Homestead Grays, yeah.
All right.
There's a great picture of you here in this article, Tony, with Ryan Howard coming across home plate and you there waiting with everyone else to
for the
congratulate
walk-off,
him.
yeah.
For the walk-off home run.
You're very excited.
All right, T, on you go to get ready for the broadcast. Good interview there. He'll be back for the Big Five.
Yes.
And we got a final hour, Gwynn and Chris ahead. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Second of a 2-hour show today. Coming up on Sam Lovett's Eco Water SoCal Padre pregame show. That gets started just after 4 o'clock. And then the Padres and Royals tonight from Kansas City. Dylan Cease against former Padre Michael Wacha. If you just tuned into the show, you missed Luis Arraez, the two-time batting champ. And guy who's leading the batting race again, hitting .378 since he joined the Padres. What a delight to have him on the show. If you missed any part of the interview, our webpage, 973thefansd.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you want to go, you can listen to that interview in its entirety at any time you like. But it was a lot of fun visiting with Luis Arraez. You keep talking about how great he is, and everybody's comparing him to Tony's dad. And that's not his fault, by the way. He's not comparing himself to Tony's dad. Everyone else is doing that. So how good is Luis Arraez? He's hitting .326 in his career. That's how good he is. Tony's dad had .338. Still had him by 12 and played 20 seasons as opposed to, Arraez is in his 6th or 7th year right now.
I've said this before.
Arraez still has a ways to go is what we're all saying here.
Yeah, I said this before, though, that I grew up, watching baseball, but not really, really watching baseball. And the more I learn about Tony Gwynn Sr., the more I'm impressed by what he did, because it seems like anytime we talk about something, Tony Gwynn Sr. did something better than them. It's crazy.
He did. Again, Arraez not going to, be the fielder that Tony's dad was. Tony's dad won all those gold gloves. Arraez also isn't the base runner that Tony's dad was. Arraez doesn't really steal many bases. He's got 3 this year, 14 in his career. Tony Gwynn, during his heyday, stole over 50, in a season.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony got on base. It was a triple a lot of times. He just take second and third. Anyway, all right. It's just fun to relive Tony Gwynn, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's fun having Luis Arraez, because it kind of makes you think about him.
I love
a little bit.
Quiet. It's not like overtly arrogant confidence. It's just quiet confidence.
Yes.
Of like, if I'm healthy, I'm going to win a lot of batting titles.
Yeah, that's what and that was all he was really worried about, is staying healthy.
And he's been pretty healthy, right?
Yeah. No, he hasn't had any real problems. And, asked him how he'd hit against Jeremiah Estrada. That was Ben Higgins' question, by the way.
And he said it was a good question.
He loved it. He loved it. He was laughing at the question. But he said, yes, I think, I get him. He said, I get him. This college baseball game between USD and Oregon, in the first game of the double elimination NCAA baseball championships, game being played in Santa Barbara. It's been quite the game. USD trailed 4-1, and in the bottom of the 8th inning, their big slugger, Jacob Christian, hit a 3-run homer to tie it. So they went to the bottom of the 9th inning. USD needed 1 run to win, and they got 2 guys on with 2 out, and guess who came up again? Jacob Christian.
Yeah.
Scrappy, how far did he hit that ball?
I'm just going to say the fence was 400 feet. He probably hit it 397.
I know. He just missed another 3-run homer by like a foot.
The center fielder did that thing where they immediately sprinted back, and then they do the over the shoulders, and it looked like it was going.
I thought he'd won it for them. Instead, they've gone into extra innings now. USD 4 and Oregon 4. We'll keep you up to date with that. All right. Scrappy wants to play a little Chris versus the fans.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while.
So let me give you a chance to call in. Play a little trivia here. And, of course, if you win, you qualify for their grand prize, which is a 2-night stay at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, plus 2 tickets to see Warrant, Lita Ford, and Paralandra on June 22nd. So it'll be an unforgettable night of pure
Chris's
rock
birthday.
bliss.
Sorry, I forgot. You don't want to say that. I'll say it for you.
Just go ahead and talk right over me. Warrant, Lita Ford, and Paralandra, they're going to blow the roof off at Westgate Las Vegas on June 22nd.
Chris's birthday.
Thank you. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or win them right here in Chris versus the Fans. The Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino features newly designed premier rooms, part of their $70 million room renovations. It's home of legendary Vegas fun. All right, let's go.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
Howdy do.
now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. Like I said, we haven't played this in a couple days, so wanted to give away a possible trip to Las Vegas. I think actually this is the last chance for this particular trip, I believe. I shouldn't say that because sometimes it does carry over.
But this is the final day of May.
The final day of May, so this could be the final day for the qualification for this particular prize. But you have to make it through 3 questions first, and each question is going to get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. If Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before we get into it, and you will get the first question for free.
Awesome.
Free. Hey, all those people that always tell us that they can't get through, call right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling those people.
Call now, and
Yep.
you're saying they'll get through.
I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm going to select and choose over here with names that I haven't seen before.
Go right ahead. Do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
You're
because-
running the show here.
Well, yeah, everybody gets mad at me, so I'm going to try to help them out as much as I can. Let me go with our first contestant, which would be Sean in Lakeside. I think we've had Sean before after all of that dancing around, but Sean, how are you?
Sean, it's your
Good. How are you?
Your turn, buddy.
Good. I'm good. Are you ready to play?
I am ready.
Okay.
Sean's good.
Here
so
we go.
Let's go.
Question number
So
1.
we got.
Let's see. Who hit the last home run for the Padres?
Oh, my God.
Who was the last person to homer for the Padres
Yes,
as of right now?
as of right now.
Okay.
I'm going to say
Gonna need an answer.
go with
Tatis.
Tatis. Got
That
it
is
in after the buzzer.
Correct anyway. I'm sorry, Sean. Chris, do you know?
He's got his own chant. As you were going to say on the on the roundtable yesterday when we were talking about maybe trading this guy, you said you can't trade him. He's got his own chant.
I almost said that. You know me way too well, and I did bite my tongue on that one.
Hassan Kim is who we're after here.
Sorry about that, Sean.
That was the only run they scored Wednesday. Was his home run.
It was a beauty of a homer. Too.
Sure.
You know, from the press box, I guess I'm kind of bragging a little bit. That view down that line is pretty good from the press box.
I love that shot.
Yeah,
down the
me
third
too.
base line from the press box where we get to sit.
Yeah, we're not bragging. So
No, we're lucky to be there.
very lucky. I'm surprised they let me in half the time. All right, let's go to Nick next. Nick, how are you?
Hello?
Hello, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
How are you?
You're on.
Hey, how's it going?
Very good, sir.
You ready to play?
I'm actually on my way to the airport to watch the game tomorrow in Kansas City.
Oh, sweet.
Ready?
All right.
Maybe you can stop at Las Vegas on your way home if you win the prize.
All right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Good luck.
Here we go. First question. Name one of the 2 phrases Mike Schilt took exception to on Wednesday.
Post-game press conference.
Yeah.
Mike Schilt and
We talked about this quite a bit.
yeah, said he didn't
Well,
like
I know
a couple
last
of
week
terms.
he said he didn't like that people were saying the sky is falling.
Huh?
I don't remember what he said yesterday, though.
Oh, it's going with sky is falling.
I'm sorry, Nick.
I always forget the one, but I know that he didn't like the term roller coaster season. So
That
yeah.
is correct.
Sorry about that.
Nick.
Nick, but have a great time in KC. Enjoy the game this
Unfortunately,
weekend.
I dropped him.
Oh. What was the other
rough
phrase?
patch.
Rough patch, yes. He didn't like it being called a rough patch.
And again, I take exception to you calling it. What is
And
this
I will
roller
also
coaster
take
season?
exception to you calling it a roller coaster season.
I've listened to the clip so many times, I think I could probably recite it to you at this point.
Well, it was a fun clip.
All right. Next contestant. We're going to go Larry. Hello, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, Larry. Are you
There he
ready to
is.
go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, turn your radio
Yeah, I
down
don't know
'cause I think
about
that's
that, Larry.
throwing you
I
off.
didn't even know I got through.
You're in.
Here we go,
Come on,
Larry.
Steve.
Question number 1. What pitcher leads the Padres in wins this season?
Wins.
Probably Dylan Cease.
Dylan
Going with
Cease.
Cease.
That is correct,
That's a winner.
Larry. Nice job,
Got it.
Larry.
Very good, Larry. He's got, what, 5?
Yes, 5.
Going into tonight's game.
Here we go. Question number 2. And this is one of those, I'm going to give you 3 players, and you're going to tell me what team they played on together. Not the year, just the
Oh,
team.
my God. It's crazy. How do you come up with this stuff?
That's what I want to know, Larry.
My
That's
mind
what
is
I want to know.
diabolical. Actually, I'm going to give you 4 names on this one.
4.
Taylor Heineke, Julius Peppers, Luke Kuechly, DJ Moore. What team did they play for together?
Man.
Julius Peppers, Taylor Heineke, Luke Kuechly, DJ Moore.
Take a stab at it, Larry. You might get it.
Can you give me a hint? National League or American League?
It's
the
NFL,
NFL.
actually.
Sounds like NFL. I'll have to say, is it NFL?
It is.
Okay, I'm sorry, Larry. I had to because people are going to crush me if I didn't.
Yeah, you only get a certain amount of time, unfortunately, Larry. I think it's the Panthers.
It is.
It is.
I'm sorry,
Larry, thanks for
Larry.
joining us, though. It's kind of fun having Larry on.
Yeah,
I was
Wasn't
kind of
sure.
I felt like I was on a roller coaster there with Larry for a
Me
minute.
too.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where we were going to go there.
Luke Kuechly gave it away, didn't it?
Probably.
He
Yeah,
only played
Taylor
for one
Heineke.
team.
I didn't even know.
I didn't know
when
either.
Did he
That's
play
why I
for
put
the
it-
Panthers?
It was the 2018 version of that
okay.
team. All right, let's go to our next contestant. You know what? This person just called in, and I don't recognize their name. Alex in Cardiff. Are you there, Alex?
Hey, Alex.
Hello.
Hey, how you guys?
Good.
Good.
Are you ready
Welcome.
to play?
Yeah, let's go.
All
He's
right.
ready. Put him on. Let's go.
What Braves player tore their ACL last weekend?
Ronald Acuna Jr., unfortunately, he's on my fantasy team.
Oh,
boy.
man.
You and everybody else's
That is a bummer.
fantasy.
Pushing through, though.
Pushing through, I like it. I like it. That's better mood than I would be in.
It's all right. I
after
traded
losing.
for, it's not as bad, but I traded for Zach Gallen yesterday, and then he threw 6 pitches, and he went on the injured list, so that wasn't too good.
All right, here we go. Alex, question number 2.
Okay.
Another one of those team things. Patrick Beverly, Blake Griffin, jeez, Lou Williams. What team do they play for? Patrick Beverly, Blake Griffin, Lou Williams.
Clippers.
Clippers.
Clippers is correct.
Got it.
Nice job.
Not easy because Patrick Beverly's played for every team in the league.
That's why I picked them, because
Yeah.
I can go with many different directions on Patrick Beverly.
Right.
All right, third and final question. You get this right, you're qualified for the trip to Las Vegas. Chris gets this wrong, you're qualified for the trip to Las Vegas. Here we go. This one's going to be tough, I think. It's another name game. Greg Maddux, Joe Girardi, Andre Dawson.
Cubs.
Winner.
Wow! Nice job, Alex. That
way,
was
Alex.
awesome.
Good job. Yeah, Maddox started his career with the Cubs.
He did. Stay right there, Alex. I'm going to get you in the
Dawson
break.
had an MVP season for the Cubs, so
I
good
didn't
one.
think I didn't know Joe Girardi ever played for the Cubs.
He did. Well, even if you didn't know that, I think that was still the guess.
Can I tell you something embarrassing?
Sure.
For the longest time with this question, I was positive that Joe Torre didn't play for the Cubs, and I kept going back and forth, and I could not figure it out.
Yeah,
They're two
Joe
different
Torre
people.
definitely did not play
They're
for the
two
Cubs.
different people.
Joe Torre was a good player, though. He's a lot better player than people remember. Joe Torre won an NL MVP in 1971.
Dang.
With the St. Louis Cardinals.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, Joe Torre was a hell of a good player. So, not just a great manager. All right, well done by you, Alex. We'll take a little break here. When we come back, keeping an eye on this USD baseball. They're in the bottom of the 10th. Toreros are batting, still 4-4. They don't play the Ghost Runner, thankfully, in an NCAA tournament game.
They should.
No, they shouldn't. It's not real baseball. Anyway, Torero's Ducks still 4-4. Keep you up to date. Padres Royals pregame. Sam Levitt after the 4 o'clock bell, and Big Five coming up. We'll also hear from Mike Schilt. Stick around.
From the 97.
All right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Happy Friday, everybody. Friar Friday. Luis Arraez was on the program a little earlier. That was pretty awesome, I got to tell you. Didn't share any hitting secrets with us.
I don't think there are any secrets to him.
No, it's
He
just
hits the ball.
You just see it and hit it. First, you got to get in the batter's box and look all around the field to see where the fielders are not playing. And then hit it to where they're not. And he does it better than anybody in baseball right now. Oregon just hit a solo homer in the top of the 11th. So the Ducks have taken a 5-4 lead over USD as they continue on in their NCAA tournament game. First game of the double elimination regionals in Santa Barbara. Now 5-4 Oregon, but the Toreros are going to get another AB, Scrabe. So it's not over yet for Brooks Brockenreich.
Yes.
And his ball club.
I was typing.
They've already showed the ability to come back in this game. So.
I was typing, and I may have missed this. Do we know who's up for USD on the other side?
Next inning? Yeah, I don't really know yet.
Because there's only one
I'm
name.
not playing. Yeah, there's been one guy that's done most of their damage, Jacob Christian, their MVP. He's had a tying 3-run homer and then almost hit a walk-off 3-run homer in the 9th, missed by about a foot. So hopefully he'll be coming up next inning. They could use him. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Major League Baseball, I pay for this, so you don't have to. And what I pay for is ESPN Plus. I love to complain about this. But if you have ESPN Plus, then you can get their far too early Major League Baseball awards through May.
Wow.
And basically you're 1/3 of the way through the season. I thought Padre fans would find these awards interesting. Start with American League Most Valuable Player. Who do you think they have?
American League? Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, yeah. I mean, that's just it rankles you a little as a Padre fan.
A little.
A lot. Kyle Tucker, number 2. Your guy, Bobby Witt Jr., 3. Gunnar Henderson, 4. Anyway, I'm not going to go down the whole list. But
yeah, who's number 72?
Number 72, Dylan Moore of the Mariners.
Do they really have that many people?
They do not.
Okay.
Juan Soto's the American League frontrunner. National League frontrunner Mookie Betts, followed by Shohei Ohtani. William Contreras of the Brewers, 3rd. Jurickson Profar, 4th. I mean, you can even make a case he could be a little higher, but just the fact that Jurickson Profar is in the conversation for MVP, that's amazing.
What's his
WAR? Nobody could have expected that to happen this year.
What's Jurickson's WAR this year, Chris?
You're going to have to look it up because I don't have it and I don't care.
His WAR...
I just know that he's been really, really good all year, and I don't need WAR to tell me that.
No, the reason I was going there is because we could take... Isn't this how WAR works? You take away the games of his WAR, and that's the wins that they have, because it's wins above replacement. So if Padres have 30 wins. Without him, they would only have 28.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I really don't know how WAR works.
Well, he has a 2 WAR.
A 2 WAR.
But he's got a 168 OPS plus, which is pretty
good. He's been a revelation, and then some for the Padres. Come
a
on.
916 OPS guy right now.
He's 4th in the balloting. All right, let's go to American League Cy Young. This is also going to rankle Padre fans.
It's not American League Cy Young.
You got to.
Seth Lugo.
Seth Lugo.
I don't think that rankles as many fans just because
we didn't all want to sign him again.
I don't think that's it. I think that everybody knew it was a foregone conclusion. He outpitched his contract.
Okay. Well, anyway, he didn't pitch like this for the Padres. He pitched well, but not like this.
No, he didn't.
He's been tremendous. He's got 9 wins already this year, and an ERA like 1.5.
Thank goodness the Padres are missing him this weekend.
Yeah, right. He's not pitching this weekend. National League Cy Young right now. Want to guess?
Imanaga?
Not Imanaga.
He got rocked the other day for the first time.
He did get hit a little bit the other day. Ranger Suarez of the Phillies. Okay. Yeah, he's been the best probably. Chris Sale of the Braves. Zach Wheeler of the Phillies. 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you who I would consider, and I don't see any closers on this list, but Robert Suarez might get it, at least in my mind, would get at least a vote for Cy Young. He didn't have to win it. But
Okay, so Cy Young just goes to the best pitcher.
best
it's not
pitcher.
The best
You can be a
starter.
reliever. You can be a reliever. Doesn't
How
have
do you
to be
do
a
that,
starter.
though? Do you have to save 70 games?
Well, yes, not that many, but a good 45, 50 save season. Eric Gagne's won a Cy Young before. Many relievers have won the Cy Young. I
didn't realize that.
Yeah, I can't even list them all. There's been many who have. Rookie of the Year, American League, Luis Gil of the Yankees, their rookie pitcher. And for the National League, the guy you mentioned, Imanaga. Now, here's the thing with the National League Rookie of the Year.
I know where you're going.
Imanaga, number 1. Number 2, Brian Hudson, Brewers. He's a pitcher.
Never even heard of him.
All right.
And I've been all over baseball this year.
Well, he's number 2. Number 3, Ben Brown, rookie
Okay, I've heard of
pitcher
him,
for the
but
Cubs.
I don't know that he's okay.
Okay, number 4, Mason Wynn, Cardinals shortstop.
Didn't he get sent back down?
No, he's still there.
Who's the other guy who got sent down?
For who? The Cardinals?
Yeah, there was another young guy who got sent.
Not
Jordan
him.
something.
Jordan Walker.
Okay,
he got sent down. Number 5, Joey Ortiz, Brewers infielder. Number 6, Gavin Stone, Dodgers pitcher. Number 7, Jared Jones, Pirates pitcher. Number 8, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Dodgers pitcher. Number 9, Michael Busch, Cubs first baseman. Number 10, Mitchell Parker, Nationals pitcher. How deep do I have to go until I get to Jackson Merrill?
I'm waiting.
Well, he's not on the list.
He's not even on the list.
Didn't make the top 10. Did not make the top 10.
Okay, I don't think that he should be on top just because he's a San Diego Padre, but he should be in the top 10. And I also have a problem with pitchers taking up most of those spots.
Are you furious?
I'm pretty mad.
Okay.
I'm pretty mad. Don't you think that Jackson Merrill is good enough to be 8th?
Yes, I do.
It's ridiculous.
American League Manager of the Year. This is actually easy. I don't even think there's an argument.
What's his name? Rob Thompson? Is that his name?
Rob Thompson.
The Phillies.
We're talking
manager?
about the American League.
Oh, gosh.
Phillies did not just move to the American League, but thanks for guessing.
Aaron Boone?
Can't take you anywhere.
It's
Stephen Vogt of the Guardians. They have the best record. He's the manager of the year. Matt Quatraro, Royals, is second. We'll see why probably this weekend.
The Royals have a manager named Matt Quatraro?
Did you even know they had a manager?
No.
I thought the Royals just self-govern themselves. I didn't think they even had. I say one thing, I could have never named their manager, but that's who it is. Phillies, Rob Thompson, National League Manager of the Year so far, as you previously guessed.
People are saying that Jackson Merrill faded a little bit too much, but I'm looking at his stats right now. I mean, he did fade, but he still is hitting 276, 21 RBIs, 3 home runs.
Seems to me he should be in the top 10.
Should be in the top 10.
I mean, I don't want to get Mitchell Parker, left-handed pitcher for the National. I don't want to get his stats out, but
okay,
what kind of impact has he really had on the season?
I'm right here, so let
me
look
for the
it up.
Nationals. Mitchell Parker.
Okay, Mitchell Parker. He has started 8 games. He's 4-2 with a 3.45 ERA.
Okay, good.
44 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, 1.1 WHIP.
All right, good.
But still, I mean, that's not outstanding.
Not great. He's the 10th guy on the list. Jackson Merrill did not make the list. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got our Big Five. Tony rejoins. It's a fun Big Five today. We'll also see if the Toreros can climb back into this game, trailing 5-4 in the 11th of their NCAA tournament matchup with Oregon. More Gwynn and Chris.
As Pride
right, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr. is in Kansas City. We're just looking up at the screen here, MLB Network, showing that they just took the tarp off the field.
That's a good sign.
I guess it was a little rain there in KC today, but I don't believe the game is in any jeopardy. Sam Levitt will have all the latest for you, the Eco Water SoCal Padre pregame show, which comes up at 4 o'clock, about 25 minutes from right now.
Should we announce the programming for tomorrow?
Yes, I understand tomorrow after the game, we'll have a special guest appearance on the postgame show by Matt Scraby.
That would be me.
Do you know that guy?
I love doing post-game shows.
When is the last time you did a post-game show following a Padre victory?
Oh, gosh.
Like 2021?
No.
Did you actually win one somewhere?
It definitely wasn't 2021 because I had like a 7-win record out of like the last 52 games.
You have been miserable on post-game shows.
Yes, because the post-game I did this year, they lost 9-3 to the Phillies.
Yeah.
Last year, they played against the Cubs, and they won that game.
They won that one.
Gary Sanchez hit a homer.
The Sanchino.
The Sanchino. Remember that?
I remember the Sanchino.
How is Gary Sanchez doing right now?
He hit a game-winning home run yesterday for the Brewers, actually.
Okay, well, that's pretty good.
I think it was the 7th of the year. Speaking of MLB Network, Jeremiah Estrada's on there right now talking about his 13 consecutive strikeouts, a record he might be able to add to tonight. All right, we're going to get to the Big Five, but I'm trying to update this USD game before we go to the Big Five.
What happened? Did you hit?
Oregon took the lead 5-4, top of the 11th. Torero's bottom of the 11th, leadoff double, sacrifice bunt, and then this kid up there right now, the number 9 hitter, just got hit in the head with a pitch. Watch this pitch, Scrappy, just right off his. And I don't even know if it caught all helmet. It might have caught the side of his face.
It hit the flap.
Sorry about this to Worthington is the young man's name who took that shot.
Ow.
But he is now finally going down to first base. So the Toreros have the leadoff hitter up, and they have the tying run at third, the winning run at first. 1 out, bottom of the 11th, trailing 5-4. I mean, it's a hell of a game. It's a hell of a great game.
Mound visit right now for Oregon. What are you telling the pitcher right here?
I'm telling him to give up a gap into the double, so USD can win the game. That's what I'm telling him.
Oh, you're going to, hey, just throw one up there so we can get out of here.
See if he can gap it. And, we don't want to waste your arm anymore. So just give up a 2-run double and let's play ball game.
I'm looking at the TV with Jeremiah Estrada, and there is lots of rain behind him in the dugout.
There is some rain in the dugout. You're right. Might be a little wetter there than we're expecting. We'll have to see what happens.
Maybe they recorded this earlier. I think that's what
because they just took the tarp off.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done that if it was still raining.
Jeremiah Estrada getting a little national pub, which he deserves. All right, do we got to get to the Big Five?
Yes.
Tony's ready. So, on the other side of that, we'll tell you what happened in this USD game.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the San Diego Zoo. Couple of problems here. Crash in the East County, westbound 8 at Mullison. Those vehicles are moving over to the right shoulder, but watch out for some debris in the roadway. West 8 at Mullison. Cordell and Cordell traffic cam shows a collision on southbound 5 near Gilman. It's over the right shoulder. Up ahead, stalled car blocking the slow lane right before 8th Street. You don't need a cape or special powers to be a superhero, because every time you walk through the gates at the San Diego Zoo, you help fund conservation efforts around the globe. And that makes you a hero for wildlife everywhere. San Diego Zoo. Every visit goes a long way. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, a reminder to everyone to stay tuned for the Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show with Sam Levitt. That's up next on 97.3 The Fan. He gets underway at 4:10. And also, if you love Mediterranean food, you need to try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, he says. and we will get into it. And you guys, I think, are going to dislike my first
Number 5.
I think it has good standing, so let's get into it. We all know about the Padres' record home and away. They're 13-19 at home and 17-10 on the road. They say you should win series at home and split on the road. Chris, with the success on the road so far, should we think the Padres should win series on the road and split at home?
I don't know, but here's what I do know. If you continue to win series on the road, like they're doing, then yeah, you don't have to be as successful at home. I mean, it's pretty simple. The math adds up. I mean, you finish the season, say, 41-40 at home, but you can be 15 games over 500 on the road. You know, that'll get the job done. Bottom line is, though, not a lot of teams do that. And I looked at, last year's standings a couple of weeks ago. I think there's only one or two teams in all of baseball that had a better record on the road than they did at home. The Astros are one of them. But, it's not always or normally a recipe for success. But, the Astros are a good example. Last year, they dominated on the road. They couldn't win at home at all. And it stayed that way in the playoffs, didn't it? Yeah, right. They ended up winning everything on the road in the playoffs and losing at home. So, sure, I get to 90 victories. I don't care how you get there.
Tony, should we think the Padres win series on the road and split at home?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but what Chris said. I mean, I don't care how you get to 90 plus. You get to 90 plus, you got a great chance of getting into the playoff. So just do that. However you get there, you get there. I'm sure it'd be a lot better if, at least the folks at home got to enjoy it a little bit more.
I do hear that quite a bit. Like, I don't get to see any wins.
But ultimately, if they get into the playoffs, then I don't think anybody will care how they got there.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Number 4.
All right, we're going to the Lakers, Tony. For the first time since 2018, LeBron James has the ability to become a free agent again, and it's not a guarantee that he will. He does have a $51.4 million player option with the Lakers that he could choose to accept or decline by June 29th, so he has a little under a month. Tony, should he decline it, he hits the open market. Where is James going to play next season?
He'll be playing in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen.
With the Clippers, huh?
No. You know that ain't what I'm talking about. He'll be right there in L.A. with the Lakers. He probably will opt out because he's probably underpaid at this point. So he'll probably opt out, get a re-up for, I'm assuming, 3, could be 2 years. And then he'll be right back in the Laker uniform. I don't think we get this. All this posturing that's about to take place is just that.
Posturing.
You know what? LeBron James has to do is get a clip of Stephen A. Smith yelling and screaming at Kawhi Leonard the other day, because while he was doing that, he was talking about how LeBron James is worth every penny.
Yeah,
and I think he yelled
he
it
said Steph Curry
many
is
times.
worth every penny. I can't remember who else.
I agree with Tony. He's going to be a Laker, and the reason that I think he's going to be a Laker is because the Lakers have to have him. And he knows this, too, and that's why Tony's right. He'll opt out, and then he can hold their feet to the fire and get whatever he wants. The Lakers are going to be nothing if somehow LeBron James walks away. Tony knows this better than I do. He knows the ins and outs of their roster, but as far as I can tell, they don't have any salary cap money. They don't have too many draft choices. They don't have a lot to rebuild this team. So, they're kind of in a situation, remember we had Dylan Hernandez on talking about it, that they're kind of in the same spot they were in when Kobe was getting late in his career. They don't really have the wherewithal right now to start rebuilding with a new team. So LeBron's got all of the, he's got all the power here that I can see.
The fact of the matter is, the Lakers are in a market where you can't be in limbo. Like, you either, and as long as you have a guy like a Kobe Bryant or a LeBron James, you can sell tickets, and people are going to keep coming. Honestly, no matter how bad that team is. I mean, we watched the Lakers be pretty bad with Kobe on it. People still came. We watched the LeBron James team be, right on the cusp of, 2 years being out of it. Mm-hmm. Last year getting into a conference final after having to play through the play-in game. Like, they come. They're going to keep coming. And that is kind of how it goes. That's part of how it goes when you have a star that stays with your franchise.
I got a question. Have they hired a coach yet?
I don't think so.
No, they have not.
Okay.
That's also
because a lot of people were saying LeBron James should be the coach. I
Why
don't know
not?
that he wants to be, though.
I mean, he can get paid what, $10 million?
Get another $10 million,
salary?
and then he can start his son.
That would be
Bronny
amazing.
anytime
though.
he wants to.
I would love to see a player coach because that never happens anymore.
It used to happen back in the day.
I
I remember Bill Russell did it.
That's
many
crazy
years ago.
to me.
Pete Rose did it for the Reds when he was betting on the games.
LeBron is going to look really good in yellow or gold and blue next to Steph Curry in Golden State.
Number 3.
Really good.
Good luck.
That's not going to happen. He's going to be a Laker. Yankees shortstop Anthony Volpe has a hitting streak going on right now that is getting him mentioned with Joe DiMaggio. According to Sarah Langs, in Yankees history, Volpe today could tie Joe DiMaggio. Why do I keep saying it like that? Is it Maggio or Maggio?
Joe DiMaggio.
It's not the way you're saying it. Let's just put it that way.
I deserve that, Tony, for
Maggio.
I deserve it. He could tie Joe DiMaggio's record of 22 straight games with a hit at age 23 or younger. So there's the qualifiers, but obviously Yankees have lots of great hitting in their history. The overall record is DiMaggio's 56 consecutive games. I can't remember if we've ever actually talked about this, but I think we have. Doesn't matter, Chris. I'm going to ask it anyway. Will anyone ever break the 56-game hitting streak record?
Ever is a long time, but no. It happened in 1941. We're getting closer to being 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's 83 years.
Wow.
And in that 83-year time, the closest anyone has got is 44. And that was Pete Rose in 1978. So when you consider that he's had the record for 83 years, and in that time, nobody's even gotten within 10 of it, seems like it'd be pretty tough to do. And I think the other part of it, Tony, I think you'll kind of agree on this. When DiMaggio set the record, when Ted Williams was hitting 400 that same season, they were facing the same pitcher 4 or 5 times in every game because they didn't go to the bullpen. Now it is so difficult because you might get the starter for 2 at-bats and you're getting, middle relief gas, and then you're getting the closer. A hitting streak is not that likely to get up there. And I think Rollins had 38, and I don't think we've seen anything like that since even the year 2000, other than, Rollins. So DiMaggio should be safe.
Tony, do you think anyone will ever break the 56-game hitting streak record?
No, heck no.
He doesn't just say no.
Not
he
even
said, heck no.
Yeah, no chance.
No, I don't. I just don't. I mean, this is Volpe's first year hitting like this. First, in terms of if I believe it can happen, I need to see him do this for a longer period of time. Keep this kind of consistency, because it's going to take that type of hitter, who can be that consistent, and it's going to take some crazy luck. 56. You could have a day where you go up to the plate and you hit the ball on the screws 5 times, and you can hit the ball right at people. And in today's game, they know exactly where you're hitting the ball. I don't think
that's another thing. Beyond the pitching, you have fielders that are now analytically placed defensively to stop you, which DiMaggio didn't have to worry about. Heck
right.
No, I like
right.
that.
Yeah, they didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's nothing against Volpe. I mean, she's having a great season so far, but I just don't think his luck is that good.
Tony, do you know your longest hitting streak?
Tony Gwynn Jr.'s longest hitting streak.
I just looked it up.
9 or 10, 7.
Chris, how many do you think?
I think he got double figures.
You were close. I mean, you said it first. 9. 9 from June 6, 2009 to June 16th. You hit 382.
Wow.
An OPS of 1.070.
There you go.
Triple, 4 doubles.
What year was this?
2009.
That's the Homestead.
That was my first year here.
I know.
Or first year in San Diego.
You put together a 9 game, an 8 game, an 8 game, a 6 game.
I mean, listen. If I could have got out of my own way a lot, I mean, I don't regret anything about my career, but if there's one thing I had to do over, I would get the hell out of my own way. I was just tinkering for
thought about it.
No reason. Like
Right.
I just needed to be.
You know who's done a good job of not doing that this year? Or
Jerickson?
according to himself,
Jerickson
Profar.
Profar.
Yeah, he's the one that said he just goes up and bats now, and it's working for him. You know, the other
Keeps
thing
his
about
same routine. He doesn't listen to a bunch of voices. He's just doing his thing, man.
it's working for him. I mean, we've mentioned this before, but DiMaggio's 56 is more than twice the best that Tony's dad ever got.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how hard a hitting streak is. So.
That's a great point. That's how much luck is going to be involved in it. I mean, just that simple. You know, scoring is involved in this. Like a ball that could be a hit, could be called an error. I mean, there's so many things that have to go your way to get that many hits. My dad got what to
25,
30s,
25. That's
right?
it. Yeah. DiMaggio got after the day he got stopped. He got 17 and more in a row after that. So
They should just get rid of that middle game.
yeah, he had 73 out of 74. He also had a 60. DiMaggio also had a 60 plus in the Pacific Coast League before he got to the major
60?
leagues. Yeah,
All
DiMaggio was pretty good. Pretty good.
DiMaggio, you mean?
That guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
An 18-game NFL season is on the horizon, but there is going to be a lot of negotiating that needs to happen before.
I hope they get so much bread for this extra week. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
It is quite crazy because I believe they're not getting extra money for the 17th game. I don't know that for fact, but the presumed plan is...
You said, well, I'm just saying that because you said there's got to be some negotiations.
Oh, well, yeah, that and revenue sharing and TV and all of that. The plan is that the NFL is going to eliminate a preseason game, add a second bye week, and possibly also, this is also crazy to me, get rid of the requirement to attend OTAs or team workouts in the offseason. So they're kind of trading off, hey, well, we want an extra game. You don't want OTAs and workouts in the offseason. Can we come to terms and we'll do it that way? But, Tony, you're up first. Do you think an 18th regular season game in the NFL is necessary?
No, of course I don't think it's necessary. Like, what? No, it's not necessary. Does that mean it won't happen? Absolutely not. That doesn't mean that. It's absolutely not necessary. By the way, if I recall, OTAs are supposed to be voluntary anyway, aren't they?
They're kind of, sort of.
They used to be very voluntary because remember when who was the running back for the Colts?
Was it Edgerrin James?
Edgerrin James was on his boat in Miami, and they asked him why he wasn't at the OTAs, and he said, because I didn't learn much in college at Miami of Florida, but I did learn that voluntary means I didn't have to be there, and he wasn't there. But I think they're more voluntary now. Are more required now, I mean.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. No, it's not necessary. I mean, here I am saying that, but I certainly will watch an extra week of football if they put it on my TV screen.
Please,
but I don't think it's necessary at all.
Player safety, man.
Are we gonna? Our Super Bowl is gonna be in February.
No, our Super Bowl already is in February.
Yeah. We're gonna be. Excuse me. We're gonna be in March. It's gonna be intersecting with
opening day.
With opening day.
It's crazy. Chris, do you think an 18th regular season game is necessary?
I don't think it's necessary either, but I would like to pay lip service to the fact that I personally care about player safety. But I really, truly don't. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I want to say the politically right thing. I care about these guys, but I don't. I want to watch football on Sundays, and I want games every Sunday, and I don't even want just an 18-game schedule. I want 20.
Oh, you're crazy.
Let's please get rid of all of the preseason. What a waste of our time that is. And they've gotten it down from 4 preseason games to 3. They're going to get it from 3 to 2. I mean, what do you think's going to happen after that?
Player injuries are going to be through the roof.
Why?
Because
we've
already talked about it.
College football doesn't have a single preseason game. And those guys seem to be
football.
Well, I'm just saying that there's no you can't tell me that you have to play preseason games that most of these guys don't play in anyway. They're a complete waste of time. They are a money-making machine for the owners. Because they can charge.
Oh, now you got me angry.
They can charge regular season ticket prices for a game that they don't have to pay the players for. I mean, preseason games are just like money in the owners' pockets. So I would rather see real football. And you're right, guys. More guys are going to get hurt and all of that, but I'm a fan, man. Give me some football. Give me my Scott Hansen every Sunday. I'm happy with that.
Scott Hansen's going to need a raise. Everybody's going to need a raise.
Scott Hansen, man, he's the guy.
The NFL's going to start eating itself.
Well, I
might be right.
Until it starts to show signs that it's doing that, it's going to continue to cannibalize and go bigger and bigger.
It's just like
cannibalize.
Why are that? I know change is hard for me, but I don't get. I just don't get it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's all about money.
You definitely get it. You just don't agree with it.
I don't agree with it whatsoever. Sometimes things are best done for the consumer and for the product and not for the pockets.
But the best thing for the consumer is more regular season games.
No, that's not true.
I was just about to say, in this particular case, the consumer gets fed too in this situation. So yes, the owners get the fat in their pocket, but they also know that nobody's going to care because the consumer's not going to care because they're getting fed too.
You're probably right.
Preseason games are one of the biggest wastes in all of sports.
Okay,
without question.
We get it. You
hate so I want to limit. So do you.
I want them
because they're.
I get excited.
What do you get excited about?
The Hall of Fame game last year.
You get excited of the idea of the preseason game,
right?
And
because that just signals that football's here.
Yes, we watched the Hall of Fame. We put the Hall of Fame game on to look at the uniforms and see the teams on the field, and then please change the channel.
Remember when Josh McDaniels made Josh Jacobs run for like 85 plays in that game?
In the Hall of Fame game?
Yes. All right. Let's get to the real topic of the Big Five, everyone. Since we didn't get to do our 30 Mile Zone segment this week, I wanted to bring this up. We know Darren Waller, NFL football player, and WNBA star Kelsey Plum divorced, and both of them took to social media to announce it. Well, sometimes people do things to get over tough things in life, and Darren Waller wrote a song and filmed a music video and released it to everyone recently. However, the music video depicts what seems to be fights during their relationship, and then it ends with him being stabbed in the back on the beach, and then he falls into the sand.
He's stabbed on the back in the beach by
the
Kelsey
actress,
Plum
Kelsey
lookalike.
Plum, yes.
Right, yeah,
and,
okay.
And so he falls onto the sand. But here, I've pulled a little bit of the song for you guys so that you guys can hear what he had to do.
Do I want to hear this?
Probably not.
It's time. Take your time ahead. Just take a time out and feel.
All right.
Take your time out.
All right. I don't want to hear him singing it.
Auto-Tunes helped him pretty good. Helped him out there. He didn't sound terrible.
The message is beautiful, Chris.
What's the message? I'm not listening.
He's tired and he wants to be still.
Okay.
Anyway,
where's
the question?
This is a ridiculous question, but Chris, if your friend came to you and told you they wanted to exorcise some demons in a music video format, would you support them?
Whatever it takes to get over those things.
So you're Darren Waller's friend. You're like, this is a great idea, bro.
I don't know if it's a great idea, but whatever he's got to do. I mean, these are very personal situations.
He just did a music video about their relationship.
Okay, that's what he felt like doing. People have done a lot dumber stuff than that to get over relationships.
No, I agree.
I'm not even going to go down the road of some of the things that happen after relationships come to an end. So making a music video is pretty tame as far as I'm concerned.
I didn't knock on a girl's door after she broke up with me so that I could get
Can't
one last
imagine
word
you
with
did.
her. I've never done that.
No.
You sometimes giving off stalker vibes. I can't front.
People
do weird stuff.
Very. That was like when I was 19. So.
I said you used to. You used to.
Yeah, I was a psychic.
People do a lot of crazy things when relationships
All right,
break
let me
up. I
ask
think a
Tony.
music video's. I'll take that over some of the other results
And I
I've
want to
seen
be
out
serious
there.
for a second. Darren Waller is a sober guy. He deals with substance abuse, so I am having fun with this. But I hope that this is something that is an outlet for him instead of going back to what he was doing before. Tony, would you support someone who said they wanted to exercise some demons in a music video format?
If that's what my friend needed to do, I would 100% support.
You guys are way better friends than me.
Why wouldn't you support him?
I
don't know why you wouldn't support him.
Chris, I know that you're hurting right now, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But I need to make a video and get the word out there.
How about we don't release it to anyone and then we just watch it?
I need it to get out there.
Scraby, can you just tell me why I shouldn't make this video? What is your reasoning?
You know, you're going to be.
He thinks it's making Darren Wallen look bad. Is that why?
I'm saying if I'm your friend and I want to make this video and I say to you, Scraby, why are you so against me doing this video? What are you telling me?
Because it will come back to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Because the people think I look crazy?
Because there's a guy named Scraby in San Diego who's going to bring it up on the radio, and everybody on the internet is going to crush you for it.
That's okay. I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right, fine, bro.
When you're in the kind of pain that I think a lot of people are after a breakup.
Yes, I understand.
The pain of having people.
I don't feel like you understand.
I don't think you are. I don't think you do, because I think the putting up with people making some fun of him on Twitter pales in comparison to him just feeling better.
But what about the knife in his back depiction?
That's how he's feeling, man. Let that man be.
And then he fell onto the beach. Everybody should just go type in Darren Waller music video.
They probably will.
All right. Jeez, Chris, I didn't know you were such a Darren Waller music video fan.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, all right. That's it. Wait, we're not going anywhere, Chris.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Chris Ello. We talk Padres, but I like to steer the discussion in the direction of the Aztecs as well. Listen for yourself. Gwynn and Chris, 2 to 6 p.m. weekdays on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, we got a minute to go here before Sammy comes in with the Eco Water SoCal pregame show. First, USD left the tying run at third. Oregon wins 5-4-11. Second, Anthony Volpe's hitting streak is actually over.
You let me go with it.
Stay tuned. Padres baseball next. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Bring your A game as the